But first tonight, blaming Paris. The Jackson family feud heats up again tonight as a music icon calls out Michael Jackson's 14-year-old daughter, saying Paris needs to lay off Twitter and keep the family's drama private. Meanwhile, Jermaine Jackson, who reportedly helped instigate the Jackson family feud, is now promising peace in our time, that the Jackson family will in fact heal. But with new reports of more bitterness, healing this famous musical family may not be easy as 1, 2, 3. So here's the deal. 14-year-old Paris Jackson arguably was the one who blew the lid off the whole Jackson family drama when she repeatedly tweeted that her grandmother and, of course, her guardian, Katherine Jackson, had gone AWOL. And that led to that infamous Jackson family smackdown surveillance video that we saw last week, where, and we're looking at it now, Paris's superstar Aunt Janet is trying to take away Paris's cell phone. The two reportedly exchanged some pretty nasty names. Well, now, singing legend Gladys Knight is going after Paris with some pretty harsh words of her own. She was on CBS's The Talk, and Gladys said that Paris needs to respect her elders. Watch this.
I'm from the South, and I was raised in that Southern way. You know, you have to understand what, Paris is 14?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How old is Janet? You know, who's the one to try to direct the other one here, you know? And I would think it's a good thing that she lets Paris know who she is. She is a Jackson. She shouldn't be put in the business, because people read into that whatever they want to read into that. That's how they get the drama. So she's just trying to protect her in a way, you know.
Right.
But if she called me that, she wouldn't have no teeth. That's right. That's the way we were brought up. You know what I mean? You respect your elders.
Respect your elders and watch your teeth, apparently. And look, a lot of people do agree with Gladys that Paris maybe went a little too far in tweeting out all the family business to her 700,000 followers. Joining me right now, CNN political analyst Roland Martin. He's been breaking all kinds of news in the Jackson saga. Also with me tonight in New York, celebrity publicist Marvet Britto of the Britto Agency. And Roland, let me start with you in our ShowBiz Flashpoint. Is it fair to criticize Paris Jackson for tweeting about the Jackson family drama?
Well, remember, what Gladys Knight was talking about was the video of the interaction that took place between Paris and Janet Jackson. And so what we do not know, all we saw was the video. We didn't actually hear the audio, what actually led up to that. But I do think it is important to emphasize that she is 14. You made a great point. 700,000 followers. This is for somebody who's not a singer, who's not an actor, frankly, who hasn't done anything other than simply being Michael Jackson's daughter. And so I do believe it's important to keep controls on children who are out there on Twitter saying all kinds of different stuff, but also who's influencing her as well. That is extremely important.
Yeah.
You have to have some kind of family control.
Yeah, and we know there's been a lot of lack of control, at least as this drama has played out. And like Gladys Knight, you have Star Jones, who also thinks that the Jackson children should not be seen, or rather should be seen and not heard. I want to read to you what Star tweeted about Paris Jackson. She said this: "Somebody please take Paris Jackson's phone. She's a child, so stop it." She goes on to say, "I have 8 aunts, and if I was tweeting our family info that's being used for tabloid fodder only, they'd check me with a quickness." Marvet, what do you think for our ShowBiz Flashpoint? Is it fair to criticize Paris Jackson for tweeting about the Jackson family drama like this?
Well, I think it's fair to criticize her because she is a child and Janet is her aunt. But I think what we really need to be looking at is why this child who was incubated and sequestered from media is using a public platform to express personal family feelings. And it seems to be an outcry. So I think people should not really focus on why she did it, not rather what she did, but why she did it. There's seemingly a lack of parental guidance and seemingly someone who can influence and speak into Paris's life or heart. That's what we should be focused on right now.
And clearly circumstances that got out of control and went too far, and she obviously felt she had nowhere else to turn. And that, to me, is the really scary part of this whole equation. But it's not just Paris, of course. You also have her older brother, Prince Jackson. He's been tweeting as well. He's 15 years old. He went on his Twitter account and accused some of his aunts and uncles of keeping him away from his grandmother. Now, Roland, regardless of what you may think about the teens tweeting about the family drama, there is no denying this played a major role in making this story very public.
Well, again, these tweets and also the statements from Jermaine and Randy and the letter and all this, the missing persons report, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, this is truly a reality show that is real, a dysfunctional family. You know, and what is needed here, you need somebody in this family who is an adult to finally say enough is enough. Unfortunately, you clearly don't have the respect of Joe Jackson by anybody. You have Catherine Jackson, 82 years old, trying to control all of this. I think what is needed is to have a family meeting where you sit down and you say, first of all, everyone shut up. I'm making the decisions. You're not getting any money. You're not getting any money. You're a child. And this is how we're now operating, because what you have now is a family that is totally out of control and nobody in control.
Yeah, and I really, really hope for the kids' sake they don't look back and regret what they've done at some point, because it seems like they're being set up to do that by having gone so public with this. But after the bitterness of last week, today the Jackson family is trying to show some degree of unity. I don't know that they're all sitting down together just yet and saying shut up like you suggest, Roland. But Catherine Jackson announced that she's sharing guardianship of Michael Jackson's 3 kids with her 34-year-old grandson, TJ Jackson. A lot of people seem to be in favor of that. And speaking of unity, over the weekend, Catherine and Michael's 3 kids attended the Jackson Brothers Unity concert in California. And during the show, Jermaine actually talked about the recent family drama. Let's watch that together.
Family is very important. Very important. We all have families, and we're a family. And sometimes it seems to get complicated sometimes because we're all the same, but we don't get the same. Whatever happens, and whatever is said, we're one. The Jackson family is one. And we're one family. And we will heal. I promise you.
Yeah. See, I think he had no choice but to address that at the concert. So here you have, Jermaine up there on stage receiving loud applause as he promises that the Jackson family is going to heal after all this bitter drama of the last few weeks. Roland, let me come back to you on this, because you have tons of sources inside the Jackson family. Based on what you're hearing, is the family really in healing mode right now?
No, hell no. They're not. I mean, what you have here is still a battle dealing with money, dealing with control. That's what you have here. And so the folks I've talked to, they say, obviously, with the guardianship, the ruling on Thursday, that's in place. But the bottom line is you still have lots of drama. You still have hurt feelings. And what you're dealing with, frankly, if we want to be honest, is a brother, Michael Jackson, who was financially supporting a number of family members.
Yeah.
And now that he is dead, that spigot has been turned off. And so I think the grown people who will keep begging for money, they need to get a job. It's time to grow up. What Jermaine Jackson should have said was, as the oldest in this family, I am not going to keep contesting this estate. Yeah. I am going to lead the family as the older child, as opposed to say we are one.
Oh,
they're not one.
Roland, wouldn't that be nice? Got to leave it there, guys. Roland Martin, Marvet, Britto, I thank you both so much.